Alright, so I wasn't really planning on making this, but some of y'all wanted it, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what, this death battle is terrible. So if you could all just like, subscribe, and share, I would appreciate that a lot. Let's get right into this.
We'll be considering curses and devils to be comparable beings to avoid arbitrary terminology in their power systems that might make this fight incompatible. We will also consider Gojo and Makima citizens of the same Japan to balance it out.
Now, do any of you see the problem yet? Because I'm sure some of you are smart enough that if you've seen the episode, you know exactly what I'm about to get into. But in case you didn't or you aren't, let's go into this just a little bit more.
Eventually, one of Gojo's attacks could cause his death instead, even if it took a while. Even with all of Japan as mental meat shields, Makima would still be overwhelmed.
Wait, doesn't that mean Gojo just unintentionally killed basically everyone in Japan?
Don't think about it.
No, you should absolutely think about it, because that right there is an acknowledgement of the fact that if he did Unlimited Void, it would hit himself. And now they go into trying to say that it won't affect him, but what they're doing is conflating the fact that an instant sure hit of a domain doesn't hit the user of the domain because it's their domain. They take a statement completely out of context. We know for a fact that Gojo has zero resistances to Unlimited Void. He's just never actually hit by Unlimited Void because it's his own technique. In this scenario, where this happens, and he is a Japanese citizen like they established, it would hit him. Which, by the way, again, this is only to use their logic. If this was actually in a normal fight between the two, an accurate fight, the damage would not spread to everyone. They try to say, oh, well, you can use the Darkness Devil, you can use Santa Claus as a reference, which is them half-assed being convenient, trying to, like they did with the damage section, which I don't really care to bring up because of the fact that in the animation they show her being strong enough to blow his limbs off, for some reason not aiming for the head, but that doesn't even really matter, so I don't care to go into the damage section if they're going to say she can shoot him apart. For some reason, she's just stupid in this death battle, doesn't use the Hell Devil, even though they show her using the Fox Devil, doesn't use any other devil that she'd be contracted to that would actually be capable of working. Instead, they treat her like a random combatant and not someone who basically wrote the story of Chainsaw Man Part 1. She's treated like she's an idiot in this for some reason. But regardless, by their own logic, once again, ignoring how many things they get wrong in this, he would have lost in this moment because they say curses and devils are treated as the same thing in this death battle. Unlimited Void does not affect curses the same way it affects human brains. Gojo is a human with a human brain. It would affect him and it would probably kill him, and if it didn't kill him, he'd have severe brain damage. And using their own animation, she'd just be able to shoot his head off. Like, this is so simple that it just debunks the entire death battles. But after this, let's just get into a bit more of the minor stuff that is just outright wrong.
We can compare this to the Doll Devil, who was defeated by a technique similar to Unlimited Void.
This is just wrong. First off, if you didn't understand the fact that Santa Claus is the dollar store bargain brand version of Makima, you need to reread Chainsaw Man Part 1, because that's what she is. Secondly, Unlimited Void and Halloween are not like one another. Unlimited Void hits you with 6 months worth of information every 0.2 seconds, not an infinite amount of information. Halloween hits you with all the information ever in an instant throughout not even just the living universe, the other dimensions that even exist within Chainsaw Man as well. This is like actual stupidity and disingenuousness on top of the rest of the video that was already ridiculous.
Plus, Gojo automatically refreshes his brain with positive cursed energy 24/7. Even if Makima could control him, it wouldn't last very long. Good.
Again, stupidity. What does him refreshing his brain on a physical level so he doesn't get tired have to do with someone manipulating his ability to think? Especially when someone's doing it with the concept of control. Again, just ridiculousness.
Easily wipe out her demonic crowd with red and blue whenever he wanted to.
The future devil could clue her in on anything nasty coming her way, but that wouldn't last forever. Plus, with Gojo's 6 eyes and teleportation, she had 0 opportunities to break away and set up her instant kill move.
All of this is just wrong. They don't even scale how strong the other fiends and devils are. They completely ignore the fact that she can teleport and summon who knows how many things on top of him at one time. And they completely just ignore the future devil's ability, even though they also said she was faster than him. But whatever. And let's not even acknowledge when they just start making up shit and saying that apparently the mode devil wouldn't work because the inside of a sorcerer's body is like a domain, as if when you cut Gojo open, his brain is not there and it's a domain. Like, let's ignore that and go on to the next step.
At least it was.
First of all, it's unlikely Makima would see Gojo as inferior to her, in a similar way to how she saw Denji. So she wouldn't be able to immediately control Gojo.
Gojo's birth caused a giant shift in the world of curses. Plenty of people have recognized that after only seeing him once. Being better than everyone is literally Gojo's thing.
Again, now for all the fanboy arguments that are in this video and that I see people just use in general, this is the one that gets me the most. Because what the hell are any of you actually talking about? Did y'all not see Makima literally look at a devil that was considered transcendent by a devil who has an ability to analyze and know what something else is? The moment they saw the devil wanted to commit suicide because of how powerful the devil is actually feared to be by all, and then just embarrass it? Like, did y'all miss something when Jogo ran up on Gojo, even though Gojo is held to be the strongest? Like, yo, people conflate the fact that Gojo is born with the 6 eyes and the limitless and confuse that and the imbalance it created with him just being strong. Like, Gojo as a baby scales above all the verse. Like, no, she would look at him like a rare-ass dog and then kill him. The reason she didn't control Pochita is, for one, she didn't want to. She states she beat him twice and still didn't try to do that. And secondly, because he's the exact opposite of her. There's specific reason for why she did not control him. Like, if you reread Chainsaw Man Part 1, which something a lot of you apparently need to do, she outright thinks she can kill the Death Devil. It's all but confirmed that she's the strongest devil in Part 1. She thinks she can kill that devil. Has no fear of it whatsoever. Literally thinks she can just get rid of it. And that devil, which is feared by all, carries a far heavier weight than Gojo's random ass name does that even regular people don't know in his world. And that's just the main important part of the debunk that I felt like going through. I already have a video that I just had recently on why Makima would destroy Gojo. Definitely check it out. I'm already going to have a video on Makima separately and Gojo separately on how strong they both are within the context of their series. Within this death battle, they make so many more mistakes. Like, they acknowledge how Gojo is stronger than Jogo, but then the greatest destructive feat they give Makima is scaling to the Typhoon Devil, who's terrified of Rize, who's weaker than Angel, and the Fiends are all weaker than Pochita, and she's stronger than Pochita. And they even acknowledge the threat of the Gun Devil and don't acknowledge how strong the Gun Devil is in comparison to the Typhoon Devil, or the difference between the Darkness Devil and the Gun Devil when it's literally called Some Devil. So again, this video just has too many issues for me to even bother going through literally every single thing. Again, check out those other videos. This is all pretty much just what I wanted to say for this one.
Adachi.